Grab your tea, grab your coffee, whatever you need to do. Your water. I'm drinking tea. Mm, Jamaican style. You know, we put the tea bag and we use sweetened milk. The people from the sugarcane country love the sweets. Excuse my voice. It's a little, I don't know what it is, but it's a little something this morning. But we going to carry on. We're going to talk about being under attack and don't know that we are under attack. I just realized I was. And I thank God for the person who brought the message. And I thank God for letting me know what I need to do. So that's what we're going to discuss today. So if you're ready to talk about being under attack and what you do when you're under attack, continue watching. Hi everyone, Sharon here, Ageless Restyling. Thank you so very much for joining me today. Well, today we're having a sit-down talk. And we're going to have a talk about things that God have in store for you, for us, for me, for you, and being under attack and what to do when you're under attack. I have my big tea right here, so I could sip on it throughout, because I don't know how long this is going to take. This is just ad lib. So let's go. So you guys, I've talked to you about the challenges that I've faced when I switched from doing YouTube on my iPhone to the camera. But I didn't go, I told you guys about some of it, but I didn't tell you some of the backstory. So let's get into the backstory. Part of my issues when I was trying to edit and upload, not only editing, learning a new editing software on my PC, but I also had an issue with my internet. Y'all, ooh. So to go back to what happened back in 2023, about let's say, was it September, October, November, December? Yeah. So around September of 2023, my neighbor came to me and he came, he said, can I come in and use your internet? Because, mine's, he said, I don't remember if he said mine's not working, mine's is doing, me not remember what the case may be, but him asked to come in to use the internet. And I said, sure, come on in. So he came in, he sat down, I gave him, the password for my internet. He used it, then he left. So the following month, my usage went up, and I get a text from Xfinity. They call themselves Xfinity now. I get a text from Xfinity that said my usage. I went over my usage, and I'm like, what? I mean, I've had Xfinity for years. Never, ever went over my usage. I'm like, what's going on? So it was a $10 extra fee. So me not bother with it. Me just, okay, all right, $10, big deal. So the next month again, my usage went over. And it went over earlier than it did the previous month. No, I want to say like midway into the month, it went over. And I'm like, this is not right. Why am I using data, so much data in the middle of the month? This don't make no sense. Yeah. This don't make no sense. So then I started to think, I'm like, wait a minute. Is he still using my internet? So I went to him and I said, P. Me not use him name, but just said P. His first name begin with P. I said, P, are you still using my internet? And he looked down and he said, yes. I said, because last month I went over my usage and I'm over again this month, and it's, the middle of the month. And then said, oh, Sharon, I'm sorry. He said, I'll stop. I said, okay. So went on. November again. I'm over. So I said, okay, he's still using my internet. He didn't stop like he promised. So I changed my password. December, my usage went over. I changed my password again because I'm like, okay, how is he still using it? And I've changed my password. That didn't make sense to me. So I changed my password again. So here we are now in January. January rolls around. And my usage is being used earlier and earlier in the month. And so I call Xfinity and I explained to them what happened. And I said, but I've changed my password. Now I've changed, this is now the third time I've changed my password. I said, I've changed my password. They told me change your password. And I said, I've changed my password 3 times. So I don't understand how someone can continue using my internet without the new password. It doesn't make sense to me. I said, nothing else in my house have changed except this one instance when I gave someone, well, don't do that, you know, don't, and no, nobody, let me go back, nobody don't do that. If your neighbor come and say, don't do that, unless you have a guest password, you can't give them to temporarily use it, which now I have set up. But anyhow, back to the story. So I said, I don't understand how he can continue to have access when I've changed my password. So I'm calling Xfinity to try and figure out what to do because it doesn't make sense. I said, if it's not him doing it because now he shouldn't have access because I've changed the password, why is my bill keep going up? So I get in, I think towards the end of end of January, February, I get the text that my internet bill is $180. I'm like, what? Now my bill used to be $80 a month. So it went from $80 a month to $180. And I said, absolutely not. So I called Xfinity. I'm like, what is going on? And they said, well, you really went over this month. You are at 12 or whatever. And so that's what's driving up your cost. I said, this doesn't make sense. How is if I have changed my password to stop someone from using my Wi-Fi, why is my usage going up? What can I do? They didn't offer any solution. So my solution was to cancel. So I canceled and I went to AT&T. Because that's who I have my cell phone with, and I've been an AT&T customer for years with my cell phone. I mean, I think over 40 years when cell phone came into existence. AT&T, that's been who I've been with, and I have never switched, never ever switched. So I said, let me just go to AT&T. I've had my cell phone with them for years. Why not have the internet with them too? Y'all, big mistake. The biggest mistake ever. Because that was during the time when I also was trying to learn the new editing software and edit. Within the week, first of all, I should have known something was going to go wrong when AT&T came out, because they had to, apparently in my area, I found all of this out after the fact. I'm jumping all over, I'm sorry, but it's a story. May I tell you the story? I'm jumping all over. I found out all about this after the fact. Apparently AT&T doesn't have fiber in my area. So they give you the box, and the guy got to come out and connect the box. Well, they don't give you the box. The guy got to come out and connect the box because they do not have fiber in my area. Fiber, I find out, is a high speed, okay? So they don't have fiber in my area. So the guy came out with the box. When I tell you that guy was here for 6 hours, 6 hours trying to connect to give me internet access. He left, he came back, he called his supervisor, came back. I am like, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, what's the deal? That should have been my indication right there. So 6 hours. Fortunately for me, I was smart enough not to have disconnected the Xfinity because I wanted to make sure I was not without Wi-Fi. So while he's here still trying to connect it, I was still able to have internet access to work. So finally, after 6 hours, he connected. So, like I said, that was around the time I'm trying to use the software. That internet was so slow. Within a week of getting that internet, I knew I had made a big mistake. I immediately noticed the difference when I was using that edit, because at first I'm like, is it the software? Is the software this slow? What is going on? And that night when I was up until 4 a.m., I told you guys the story and I'm trying to upload. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? It's not working. I'm like, can it be this slow? I'm like, oh geez, Sharon, you make a big mistake. Why did you do this? Why did you do this? Why did you do this? Oh. So I said, okay, just make the best of it. Maybe once you figure out the software and you learn how to use it, it'll get better. It'll get better. Oh, y'all. Finally, last week, I said, no, I can't do this. I cannot, because now I have figured out how to use the software, but I cannot upload using AT&T. It's too slow. Even when you're watching TV, you see the circle, I go around and around and around. I'm like, no, I can't. So last week I said, I'm going back to Xfinity. So instead of calling this time, and I'll give you guys a joke. When I took the box back to Xfinity and I took it to the store, because I have a store right close to my house, and I took it to the store, the guy said to me, what happened? Why did you cancel us? And I told him. He said, you should have come in and talked to one of us, because, we could have given you a better plan, an unlimited plan. I said, well, they didn't try to give me an unlimited plan till I called and said cancel. And by that time, when I called and said cancel, I had already scheduled with AT&T. So when they said, well, we do have an unlimited plan that would have saved you, I'm like, and now y'all gonna tell me that? now that I'm calling to cancel, you gonna tell me that? So I said, no, this is okay, because AT&T's coming up. And the guy, I said, well, it's too late now. The AT&T came out, they're hooked up. He said to me, I'll give you 3 months. He said, you'll be back. I didn't even last 3 months. Did not even last 3 months. In less than 30 days, I was back. So now I went to Xfinity on last Monday, and I'm like, I gotta come back. I can't. So I got the unlimited plan. And they gave me the modem, and all I had to do was come home and hook up the modem, because it's been less than 30 days. All I have to do, the wire and everything is there, so just connect it. Yeah, I came home and connect that modem. Wouldn't work. It would not work. You have to make bad stuff, take bad stuff and make laugh. Sometimes when stuff out, you just have to laugh. So I called Xfinity. They have you can call them 2 hours. We on the phone for 2 hours trying to figure out. They reboot the modem. They did everything. Turn this off. Put this in. Blah blah blah. X Y Z Z whatever. Nothing worked. Over 2 hours. Now finally I said, listen. It's now 10:30. I said, listen. It's 10:30. It's late. I gotta get up. I have to go to work in the morning. Okay? No, wait a minute. Back up. No, that's the second day. No, that night I thought it was 10:30 and I thought it had started working, because when he said, okay, check to see if you have internet access. So I went on my phone and I could connect. So I could connect on my phone. I said, oh yeah, it's working. So I disconnected from him. I'm like, okay, thank you so much. I was able to connect on my phone. Thank you so much. And I hung up because it was late and I went to bed. Got up in the morning and I didn't have internet. I'm like, what's going on? I don't have internet because I listen to my service in the morning while I exercise. I exercise to my service. And so I called again, and this time again and I told the girl that I got this time, I said, I was on the phone 2 hours with this gentleman, and I thought it was connected because I was able to connect, and I didn't check it, my fault, and it didn't work. So she tried to do some stuff, that still didn't work. So she said, there's apparently something wrong, we're gonna have to send a technician out. I'm saying, fine, okay. So they sent the technician out last Wednesday. So the technician come on. All this time I don't have internet because I had already turned in my Xfinity box. This is AT&T. So the technician comes out, and he was here for 4 hours. Could not connect. He did everything. Finally, he said, your wiring must be old, so let me rewire. I said, okay, go ahead. So what does that mean? So he tried to rewire where the box currently is over there, because everything is hidden over there. But when he went underneath the townhouse, my AC unit is blocking it, so he couldn't rewire. So he said the only way I can rewire is over on the other side, over there. And I'm like, so, you know, I like those boxes to be hidden. It's not attractive, and you don't want to see it, okay? And I'm like, oh, but you could see it, and it's not cute, and the wires, and I want all wires to be hidden. Excuse me, let me drink a sip right here. But he said this will be the easiest access. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. If I'm gonna have internet, fine, go ahead. I'll figure out what to do with the wires and the unattractiveness later. I'll make it aesthetically pleasing to my eyes. So he did that. He did the rewiring, connected the modem. It didn't work. And the poor guy, he didn't speak English very well. I can't remember if he was Chinese or Japanese, but he was telling me he was learning English. So he didn't speak English very well. So it was challenging communicating with him. But he was so sweet. He was the sweetest guy. Walking around the house looking at my pictures. He was so sweet. And it still didn't work. So he said, I have to call my boss. So that's okay. You do whatever you need to do. So him and the boss is on the phone. They talked, they did this, they did that, whatever. It's still not working. We're still not connected. But the strange thing was, he had internet on his phone from my internet. He said, but I have it on the phone. I said, you may have it on your phone, but I don't have it on my laptop. I don't have it on my TV. So therefore, I don't have internet. So I said, could it be the modem? The one that I got. He said, but it's new. I said, I know it's new. I'm the one who got it from the store. I'm the one who opened it brand new out the box. I know it's new. But sometimes new stuff becomes defective. So he changed the box out. Because apparently he had one in the truck. So I said, do you have a box with you? He said, yes. I said, change it out. And he did. Guess what? The internet started working. So we're like, yay! We celebrating. I got internet. Yes. So he finally left a couple minutes to 7 p.m. And I had internet that night. Got up in the morning, was able to listen to my service, to Dr. Charles Stanley. I listen to Dr. Charles Stanley in the morning. I know he's gone, but his words are so enlightening, so uplifting, so truthful. I still listen to everything, to his YouTube videos. So I was working out and I was listening to Dr. Charles Stanley. So all's good in the world of Sharon. Got dressed, went to work. Came home Thursday evening. Had no internet. None. So I called Xfinity again. Y'all, and all this is going on, and I'm trying to do my videos, edit my videos. It's just been... So, I called Xfinity again, and I told the girl, I said, listen, y'all need to send out someone who knows what they're doing. I've had this box since Monday. The guy that came out, he tried his best. My house has been rewired. I have a new box, and I still don't have service. So I need a seasoned professional to come out here, someone who's been doing this for a minute, who could figure out what's going on. So she said, don't worry, Miss Channel, we're going to get you up. We're going to get you up. This is Thursday night. We're going to get you up. No, it was a he. He said, we're going to get you up. We're going to make sure that, we send someone out to figure out what the problem is. And I'm going to schedule for someone to come out between 1 and 3 on Friday. I'm sorry. Yeah, between 1 and 3 on Thursday. Was it? Yeah, that was Wednesday night, between 1 and 3 on Thursday. No, I'm getting confused. Sorry. Yeah, that was Thursday is when I called them. Yeah, it was Thursday night. Yes, Thursday night was, because I didn't have it Thursday. I had it Thursday morning. When I came home Thursday, I no longer had it. Lord, the brain. So this was Thursday when I'm on the phone with him. And he promised that someone would be coming out because I work from home on Friday, between 1 and 3 on Friday. And I said, perfect, because I work from home and I have to have internet, okay? All right? I have to have internet for my main source of income, even though YouTube brings me joy. It's not my main source of income. It's no income. So he said, we'll have someone out between 1 and 3 on Friday. So Friday morning, I get up and I said, because I have to work. I don't have internet. So I said, you know what? Let me go into the office and then I'll come home at 12:30 to be here when he's here. So I got up and I went into the office. I go into the office and something says to me, call Xfinity to double check your appointment. Like God said, just call and double check to make sure your appointment. When I call, Miss Chandler, we don't see an appointment for you for today between 1 and 3. I'm like, what do you mean? Do you see that I called in? She said, yeah, but he didn't schedule the appointment. He had it open for you between 1 and 3. Oh, I mean, what do you mean open? If he didn't schedule it, what does open mean? She said, no worry, Miss Chandler, we're going to get someone out. We're going to get someone out. They couldn't. They could not get someone out on Friday. At Friday, they had nothing available. The soonest they could get someone out was 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. Now I'm mad. But let me tell you something that's interesting about that. I was initially mad until I realized God's plan. Because had I left my office and come home, I was able to wrap up my work early enough that I started editing my video that I wanted to upload for Friday, because I couldn't edit it the whole week because I had no internet. If I had done that, I would not have been able to finish editing my video and upload it. So God worked it out that I didn't have the appointment on Friday because I needed to finish editing my video and upload it. And had they come at their scheduled time, I would have left the office. We don't know how long it would have, well, I know how long, because I know how long it took the guys Saturday, how long it would have taken them to figure this out. And I would not have been able to edit my video and upload it on Friday. As it was, because I no longer had an appointment because they didn't schedule it until Saturday, I said, you know what, let me just stay here, edit this video, because I got Wi-Fi in my office, and upload it. And that's what I did Friday. That's how I was able to have a video on Friday. Let me tell you, the Lord works in mysterious ways. We don't understand him, but when he's in your life, he works. Okay? And I was like, you know what? I was irritated initially, but Father God, I said, Father, thank you. You worked it out for my good. You worked it out. All these challenges, you've been working. So now, here we are, Saturday, yesterday, the guy comes promptly at 8 a.m., start doing his testing, went outside, and he said, went outside, he did something, and he came back, and he said, okay, try it. Because before he went outside, he was in here testing and checking the modem and, you know, all the stuff that they do. And then he went outside. I showed him where the guy rewired. He said, this is a completely new wiring. I said, yes. He said, so he rewired? I said, yes. He said, okay. So then he went outside. And then he came back inside and he did some stuff. And he said, let's check. And when we checked, I said, oh, it's on. I said, so what happened? That poor guy who rewired, he didn't connect it tight enough. The gentleman said when he opened the box, the connection fell off. So he didn't tighten it. That's why I had it when he finally had it when he left, and I had it in the morning. But somehow during the day, that connection fell off. And that's why I no longer had it. I said, what? I said, he didn't tight. He said, no, that was what the problem was. You weren't connected to the main source outside. Yep. So I told you guys that story to let you guys know that when I said I've been under attack and I didn't know it. I went to the office on Wednesday, and I was telling my the lady in human resources, I was talking about everything that was happening. I said, you know, I feel like I can't do anything right. I got to the point where I was talking to God. I'm like, do you want me to stop doing YouTube? Is that what you want me to do? Because everything I did, it just seems like everything I did, the simplest thing. I understand the challenges of learning a new program. And I said, but even with my internet, I said every time I feel like if I turn this way, there's a block. I said, I was like, Father, do you want me to stop? Is that what you want? If you want me to stop, let me know. I will stop. Because I just felt like I can't do anything right. I could not do anything right. But in the process, when I ask him that and I'm praying, it's like I would get little tips of sunshine. It's just like a little ray of sunshine will come through the cloud, just this little ray. And I'm like, okay, so you don't want me to stop. But then I would turn here and then there's another roadblock. I'm like, okay, I saw the little ray of sunshine, but what's going on over here? So on Wednesday, I'm talking to, let's call her A, her first name beginning A. I'm talking to Anna, and I'm like, I just don't know what's going on. She doesn't know that I do this. I don't tell people at work what I'm doing. And I said, I just feel like it's just one thing after another. She know my experiences at the office with audits and so forth. And I guess she thought that's what I was referring to. Part of it. It was just one thing after another, after another. Every time I turn here, there's a block. And it was just so much. And she said to me, because she's been having some challenges too. It was just been a lot. And she said, we're under attack. And I'm like, attack? What do you mean under attack? She said, don't you know, the devil don't attack its own. The devil attack God's people. And when you're trying to do something that is drawing you away from him and closer to God, and he's like, oh, I'm losing one, that's who he starts to attack. She said, Sharon, we're under attack. When she said that to me, it was like the Lord came to her and tell Sharon this. The light bulb went on. Y'all, get a sip. The light bulb went on. Let's read. Jeremiah 29. Jeremiah 29, 14 through 4 through 14. Remind me, God owns time. Okay? Jeremiah 29 and Jeremiah 30. I'm sorry. Yeah, 29, Jeremiah 30. But I started reading Jeremiah 29, 4. It says, "This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says to all those I carried into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon. Build houses and settle down. Plant gardens and eat what they produce. Marry and have sons and daughters. Find wives for your sons and give your daughters in marriage, so that they too may have sons and daughters. Increase in numbers there, do not decrease. Also seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which I have carried you into exile. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper. Yes, this is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says. Do not let the prophets and the diviners among you deceive you. Do not listen to the dreams you encourage them to have. They are prophesying lies to you in my name, and I have not sent them, declares the Lord. This is what the Lord says. When 70 years are completed for Babylon, I will come to you and fulfill my gracious promise to bring you back to this place. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call upon me. And come and pray to me, and I will listen to you." You hear that? You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. You hear that? I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back from captivity. I will gather you from all the nations and places where I have banished you, declares the Lord. I will bring you back to the place from which I have carried you into exile. Okay? Let me tell you how I found Jeremiah. I was sitting talking to God. I obviously know. Now, I should say how I found the book of Jeremiah, how I got to this verse, 29 and 30. I said, Father, show me what you want me to learn today, what understanding you want me to have. And I prayed to him and I said, show me your word. Show me where you want me to go. And I opened, my Bible was closed, and I opened it, and I landed on Jeremiah 29. The God has good plan. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Then you call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back from captivity. I will gather you from all the nations and places I have banished you, declares the Lord, and I will bring you back to the place from which I have carried you in exile. The devil goes after God's people. Okay? What we have to do is stay focused on Him. We have to stay focused on His word. Because I was crying out to Him. I did. I'm like, if I turn here, and it's because I felt like I couldn't do anything right. No matter what I did, I just couldn't. But the thing that kept me going was like, there was just a smidgen of sunshine, a little ray of sunshine. It's like it was coming through. And I will catch a glimpse of it, then I'll do something else, and it's like, everything that I've gone through, I went through because I needed to go through it. Because I need to rely on Him, lean into Him, pray to Him, seek Him. Okay? Yeah, I am by no means proficient at this new software, okay? No, by no means. But I have gotten so better at it. I'm actually filming now from my phone today because I need to quickly do this video, and I have a lot of stuff I need to do today. And I'm going to edit this on my editing software on my phone, but I have gotten so much better on the editing software on my PC. I am so proud of myself. That's is going to help me. And also my brain, my mind. I am learning something new. And as we age, we need to keep our brain working. We don't need to do the same thing over and over again. We need to be creative. We need to make our brain function. We need to try different things. Part of aging is not allowing the brain to age along with you, but it's doing different things, learning new things. Because if we allow the brain to, I never learn anything, then the brain just age and it stopped functioning. Let me read this, my Bible. It's a study Bible. And I love this that the author wrote. And it says, God's own time, Jeremiah 29:4-14. He says, it is so hard to look beyond our circumstances. Isn't that the truth? Sometimes we're in a situation, it's so hard to look beyond that. He said, for the Jews in the time of Jeremiah, it seemed impossible. The Babylonians had whisked them from their homes and settled them in enemy territory into this depressing scene. God sent Jeremiah, the anguished prophet of judgment. But his message this time was one of hope. In essence, he said, though your circumstances look bleak, your confinement will be limited. So settle in and make a home away from home for yourselves. As incredible as it sounds, look for and enjoy the moments of joy, even in this place. It won't be long before the worst will be over. So even in the depths of whatever is happening to us, we should always have hope and find the joy. Jeremiah is saying, find joy in the crap that's happening. That's what we need to learn to do. Even when stuff is going wrong, find joy and purpose in it. Okay? Today, endless darkness may seem to surround you, just as the Israelite experienced. Maybe it is hard to remember the last time you felt free or comfortable. You've watched your business struggle, your friend fight disease, or your child disown you. And you may have lived in this place for such a long time that you consider it a second home. Whether or not the darkness is of your own making, or whether or not you can see its end, remember this: God owns time. Though he rarely shares his reason with us, he knows why he allows the pain to continue. And he also knows the date, the day, the hour, and the precise minute when the agony will end. Not only that, but he also knows what he has in store for us when it's over. Through Jeremiah, God invited the exiles to look to him, to call to him. He promises that when we search for him with every ounce of our energy, we will find him. In his time, he will bring us back from the dark and hostile places. As difficult as it is to imagine now, this is true. So no matter where you are, and as difficult as it is to imagine you coming out of it, he will take you out of it. You just got to trust him. God has plans for us, and because he is God, his plans is always, always good. So this is what God brought up on my heart to discuss this morning. I had some challenges where I was questioning and asking him, do you want me to do this? And his answer to me is yes. Yes. Just continue to trust me, Sharon. Just continue to seek me. Just continue to lean into me. And I thank him for that. So, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you got something today from the word. I hope I was able to lift someone up who may be struggling and let them know that there is a Savior there waiting for you to come to him. He's waiting. We just got to come to him. And I also want my community to lift up two of our community members. I'm not going to say their names. Ironically, both of their names, their first names, begin with D. So we have a D in our community who just had a kidney transplant. I want you to lift D up in prayer. The transplant is completed. But you know, whenever you have a transplant, your body have to accept the new organ. And we're going to lift Dee up in prayer that her body accept the new organ. And she does what the doctor tell her to do. Because part of healing is following instructions. And Dee does what the doctor tell her to do. And the transplant, the organ her body accepts the organ. And she heals. So let's lift Dee up in prayer for healing. Let's lift her up. Let's lift our sister up in prayer. The next sister I want us to lift up in prayer, we don't know she doesn't know what's wrong yet. Her first name being with D also. And she didn't tell me what the situation is, but she just said to lift her up in prayer. And D, I want the community to lift you up in prayer and pray that whatever it is, the result is good and that there's nothing seriously wrong. When you get the test result, when you go for the test and you get the test result back, everything is good. So we're going to lift up both of D in prayer and just lift up the community in prayer. Pray for each and every brother and sister in the community, because that's what's going to get us through the trials, the tribulation, and whatever darkness may come. Remember to thumbs up, comment, and share. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you want to do those things, do those things. If God calls upon your heart to do those things, do those things. I always leave with find a reason to smile. And I also want to share Jeremiah 30:11. God saves his people. I am with you and will save you, declares the Lord. He is with us. He will always be with us. That's my reason to smile. You find your reason to smile. And until next time, this is Sharon saying bye-bye.